just on the internet with just typing back and forth with uh, uh, a guy that had done oh, this sounds great. Had done a travelogue on Maui, and he'd been to a couple places. They went snorkel diving, a place I went snorkel diving 50 years ago, and we got talking back and forth. And he said next year he was going to Belize, and I wanted to tell him about. So I'm doing this video for him and anybody else that's interested. Now you see this place right here. Well, you can see it says Belize, but right here called Ambergris Key. That's that's where we stayed. It's an island, maybe it's less than 20-minute ride in a one-engine plane from Belize City. Now Belize has some of the most terrific Mayan ruins in the world, but they also have the second largest barrier reef in the world, only exceeded by the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. It runs 150 miles. Excuse me. It runs the entire length of the of of the country of Belize. Now Belize used to be a English colony, and it became independent in 1973, and they gave the first coins they printed were in 1974, and I was lucky enough to get a hold of a set and of and the original mint pack from the Philadelphia Mint, and sent them to a friend of mine, Saskatoon Jared, who's a great collector of international coins and things. But anyway, so that'll show you on the map where it is. Now let me back up and show you that that's the Yucatan that we're looking at here, and up here's Cancun. But you're only like a little narrow river separating Belize from Mexico, and uh, Captain Morgan's in Mexico. So I'll start off with, this is a picture of the airport that we came into, and this is a picture of downtown. And it's funny because it's all like sand and seashells. The highest place on the island is probably only like 5 foot high, the elevation. So it's just waiting, the whole thing waiting to be washed in the ocean with a Category 2 or 3 hurricane, which they often get, and yeah, close to them, but never right on top of them. So this was the lookout from the first night we stayed there. The place we stayed, I thought was looked really good on the internet, but when we got there, this was our cooling device. This here is a shot of the room, and that's the fellow that went with me, Anthony. You've probably heard me speak of him before because he at the time he was a marathon runner. He was a medic in the Navy, and he was stationed at Guantanamo Bay, and that's how I found out a lot of my information about what the hell we were doing down in Guantanamo. But anyway, here's another picture of me and him. But the first night we stayed there, and the people are so friendly. I've never seen friendlier, nicer people. And so matter of fact, this picture here is Anthony's. That's his back there, and that's what's the only thing separating Belize from Mexico. And for 50 cents, the guy has one of these hand-drawn barges connected by a rope from one side to the other, and he pulls it across, and then he pulls you across, and then we took a bike ride down to Captain Morgan's that day. But here's another picture along the bike ride. That's Anthony, as you can see. He's in great shape. And here's a few more pictures of Anthony. This is at Captain Morgan's. This is at the bar. We decided Anthony, as I said, was a marathon runner, and I decided that I wanted to. Well, he was dying to go down to Captain Morgan's because he had seen it on one of those reality shows, and it was about 7 miles in from where we were staying. And he said, "Well, we'll jog down," and I said, "We'll jog like hell." So I said, "We'll rent a couple bikes." So we rented these bikes and we rode down it. It was so hot. We ended up drinking every rum drink the guy could come up with at the bar, and Anthony could really drink. And anyway, so then we took a dip in the pool there, and then rode back. And then the next day we found out that every 2 hours or so there's a free boat trip leaves from the pier of the second hotel we stayed in and goes to Captain Morgan's for nothing. So the next day we took that. Now here we went from the first pier, from the first place we went down. They gave us our money back. We told them it was we couldn't stay there because of the fan, and it was nothing like they described, and it was only $42 a night for the two of us. So that's $21 a piece. You can't beat that. So then we went about 100 yards, or not even that, 50 yards on the other side of the street, and we moved into this hotel, and guess what the price was? $42 a night with air conditioning. So our room was right up here somewhere. This was part of our where we could look out, where we could walk on. There was like a patio there, and then this is where this is also where we stayed. And I think we ate there almost every night because the food was really good and it was really reasonable. And then this is looking out from the balcony where we of the hotel where we started staying. And this place here had the absolute coldest beer on the whole island. So we always ended up there last. But the water is so clear. It's just, and the people are so friendly. As I said, they're English, speak English, Spanish, and Mayan. And this is everything that comes in the island comes on this dilapidated dock, and you can see just by walking down on that little pier there you always see stingrays and things, and the water just crystal clear. And here's Anthony again on that on the dirt road that led over to Captain Morgan's, and here's Anthony hanging over the balcony. Has stories on Anthony. I'll tell you some other time, but he's gone back now as going to be the head of the entire hospital system on in Guantanamo. Here I am, fat as ever, and we're having breakfast. Now, this was from one of the water was so crystal clear. This was taken with one of them cheap $10 cameras that are good for like 15 feet down the water. That's a permit fish, and over here, this thing is about an 80-pound grouper, and these permit fish, you can you can tell. Well, here you can tell how big they are. Look at this, the swimmer. That's Anthony swimming there, and they're below him. So they've got some decent size to them. But the water is so crystal clear, and the reef is just unbelievable. Here's some Nerf sharks, and they're harmless, and everybody just there's a spot where you can go and snorkel dive with them, and I guess they take most of the tourists out there. Although there weren't that many tourists there, and there was only one other boat where we stopped to snorkel dive, and the snorkel diving was $20, $20 freaking dollars. Of course, you can't go to McDonald's for that, let alone have somebody pick you up in a boat and take you snorkeling. Now here's a guy we one night we decided we were going to go. It's supposed to be also the best tarpon fishing in the world, so we decided one night we were going to go fishing. So this is the guy that took us fishing. He is a brother of the guy that took us snorkel diving, and he throws out these nets and catches live bait, and then we went fishing. But of course we didn't catch anything. It was dark. We were out there for about 4 or 5 hours. Here's more stingrays. The place is just known for its stingrays. I never heard anybody getting injured. Well, anyway, here's a look of the pier from the hotel where we were, and then this is a charter boat that they take out. They take people out scuba diving. I don't scuba dive, but Anthony was going to go, but then we got 2 days of rain, so we never got to go. There's the pier again. Now there's no noise traffic or anything because everybody rents that was it's going to be there for a while, and everybody that lives there, they all own golf carts. And I don't even know, the only thing I think I saw one taxi that there was a van, And then there was a police pickup truck, but you never see the police. You can go out drinking all night long. You go from one bar to the other. You carry your beer from one bar to the other. You don't have to worry about getting hit in the head or robbed or a bunch of prostitutes or a bunch of drug dealers coming up to you. It was just paradise. But from what I understand now, it's just getting it's the housing is just incredibly expensive on the island. And then here's we're getting ready to leave. Here's a picture of coming into Belize City. And because it rained the day we were poured the day we were supposed to go see the Mayan ruins, I had to buy pictures of them. And that's roughly our excursion to Belize. But I would highly recommend it to anybody simply for no other reason than the snorkel diving. Now the beaches are crap, absolute crap, but the snorkel diving is just out of this world. So I want to thank you for putting up with this because this was like it's so much easier for me just to put a video up when somebody requests it. So if there's anything that anybody would like to see, I'll throw it up as a video because nobody has to watch them. And anybody that might be interested in seeing something from Belize, I hope you enjoyed this.